Hi, I'm Bill DeWees, voiceover talent and trainer from BillDeWees.com. Wanted to share a story with you, a case study, if you will, of a United Airlines flight attendant that I worked with, and the dramatic change that took place in her thinking about the way she delivered training content. We were working on her voiceover demo. She wanted to move into an actual career in voiceovers, recording commercials and such. And I shared with her what I felt to be one of the worst examples of voiceovers that I see on a regular basis whenever I fly. And not as much as I used to, but whenever I'm on a flight, and you're very aware of how the flight attendant is required by federal regulation to deliver information. Now, I say deliver information because I don't know that you can consider it training when information is only delivered but not received. And how often have you seen somebody actually take the little instructional sheet in the seat in front of them, take it out and look at it and follow along as the flight attendant delivers this training, explaining what to do in the event of emergency? I pay close attention to these kind of things. Rarely do I see anybody even looking up from, their iPad or their magazine or talking to somebody else. The reason is the flight attendant, not always, but typically, is not engaging with the audience. So what I told this flight attendant to do after working with her on her commercial demo, I said, please use the techniques and the principles that we used here. Understand your audience, who you're talking to, understand who you are and what your role is, and be passionate about the content that you're delivering, because nobody cares how good your voice sounds. Nobody cares how professional it sounds. Nobody cares how appealing, how soothing it is. The only way to get their attention is to make sure that you know that content is important and you deliver it in a way that is important to you. And if you do, they will pay attention. So I challenged her to do that on her next flight. So I talked to her after that and I said, so how did it go? And she said, like nothing I've ever seen before. She said, as I began to deliver the content, I began to look them in the eye, and I delivered that training, because really it is training. It's very brief in a nutshell, but training nonetheless, with as much passion and conviction as I could muster, knowing how important that information was for their safety. The result? People began to look up from their iPads and Kindles and magazines and from talking to other people, and actually began to pay attention and engage with her as she delivered that pre-flight information, that safety training information. And she said even after, when the flight was over and people were disembarking the plane, that somebody said to her, those were the best pre-flight announcements that I have ever heard. And again, understand, the point is not because she sounded good, not because she was smooth and professional. It was because she cared about what she was delivering. She understood who she was talking to. She understood the importance of her role, her responsibility in delivering this very important content. And her sense of connection and conviction captured their attention. They paid attention and learned what she was talking about. Voiceovers can be a critical part in facilitating the learning process. I hope you take this information, this example, use it in your training and learning development, and I hope you see great results. Feel free to leave your comments and suggestions below and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll talk to you soon.